Okay, so in my first video, I spoke about the aliens who started picking me up at the age of 4 until I was 18. I spoke about them in a separate video because they're, in my opinion, they're not paranormal. From here on out, the things I'm going to speak about fall into the category of paranormal. But the aliens, even though they can speak with their mind and they could very well trick you into believing that you're experiencing something paranormal, there really isn't anything paranormal about them. They just have those couple of abilities, but that's it. Other than that, they're just like us. Okay, I was on a train with my mother. We were going to Mexico, and we were stopped behind a town. And all along the backside of the town, next to the train tracks, there was a like a like a like a mound that went all along the side of the train tracks. I believe it was maybe to cut down the noise from the train when it goes by or something. I'm not sure, but it was about 15 feet tall, and my mother and I were on the the end of the car, the train car that we had the room in, and at the end of it's a door that opens up for the people to get on and off the train, but it's a door with two cut in half pretty much. So they leave the bottom one closed, they open the top one. It's like a big cutout window, and my mother and I were standing there, and we were stopped behind this town, and over this mound that's between the tracks and the town. We could only see the top, the rooftops, the buildings because it was so tall, and there was a lot of dirt flying around, and you could hear people working. And back off in the distance, I saw a brilliant, what looked like a blue, almost like a diving board. I could just see the top end of it, and it was it came to an end, like a square end, like a rectangle, but um, just like a plank, like a diving board. And then I noticed that the end of it would fade away and go invisible, and it was like pulsating. When it come back stronger, you could see that it had an end, but then when it would fade, it would go invisible, and then you could just see part of it going down behind this mountain. So I told my mother, I said, Mom, what is that blue thing back there? And she looked at it and she said, it's part of a sign or something. I said, but look at the end of it. Look at how it keeps disappearing. And she looked at it and she said, oh, that is odd. And right when she said that, we heard a woman scream. And then we heard a lot of people scream. And up over that mound came running about 13 people. Most of them went to our right, and then these two native girls from that area went to the left. But everybody, they came or they ran, they came and they stopped, and they turned around. They were looking for that little area where you walk over the mound, and up over the mound came this gorgeous woman that was dressed like, I can only describe it as like kind of like a genie. She had like a cloth around her head. She was wearing pants. It was like the whole outfit was one piece. Around her waist, she had a rope that was made out of gold. It looked like it was made out of metal gold. It was pretty thick, and she was wearing shoes that looked like ballet slippers. And she came up with it real slow. She was about 4 feet off the ground. She wasn't touching the ground, and she was looking around really, really slow. Her head was moving like really slow, like sometimes a snake will do or something. It looked really ominous. It was really scary looking the way she was moving her head. It was really attractive, but I don't know what it was. Anyways, that beam that we had seen was coming out from behind her back. There was this baby blue aura all around her body, and then that beam was coming out of one side, and then she had another one. It was like an X coming out from behind her, but it wasn't emanating off of her body. Her body wasn't producing this blue light. It was real clear that she had something behind her back, some type of device that was creating that blue glow, and the two beams coming out like an X. You know, the top and the bottom, and that's what was pulsating and was going invisible. And it was it was light, but it was light that was so dense that it looked like a beam. It looked like something you could grab, like something solid. And when it got to its most intense point, that's when you could see that it would just stop for some reason. And then when it would tone down, it would go invisible. It was real clear that whatever that device on her back was, because I couldn't see the device, but you could tell there was something on her back producing that light. That's what was making her float off the ground. Anyway, she came to the top of the mountain. She stopped, and there was a man walking up with a big stick, and he had a 5-gallon bucket of water on one side and a 5-gallon bucket of water on the other side. And he was walking straight towards her, and the people started saying in Spanish, "Hey, look out! Be careful, señor! Pay attention!" But he didn't look up or anything, and he walked up and he bumped his face on the tip of one of her feet, and he looked up and he saw what it was, and he dumped that stick off his back to the side with the buckets, and he threw himself on the ground in the front lean and rest, and he was just terrified. He was like squirming around, looking up at her. Like, you could tell he was really frightened. You could see his teeth. He was grimacing in fear. And then that whatever this thing was, that woman, she just started looking at everybody really slow, moving her head like really slow, but she was looking at everybody, scanning everybody. And then when she looked at myself and my mother, I couldn't handle it. I tried to run away, but my mother pretty much clotheslined me, and she told me not to run away. That it was just a holy virgin, like the Virgin Mary. She wasn't gonna do anything to me. But I played that scenario back, and that thing was not. It was not no Holy Virgin or the Virgin Mary. I believe that's what the people of Mexico have seen, and they think is the Virgin Mary, because it's got that baby blue color, and the clothes are that baby blue, like you see some images of the Virgin Mary, but you know, it's not the Virgin Mary. I don't know if it's an alien or what it is, but it's not human. You know, for all I know, that skin could just be a costume, because it was, like I said, it was levitating. It didn't speak, and the way it was looking around, it wasn't even moving like a human being. It was really frightening. It was really ominous. And then the train started to pull off. You know, that's the last we saw of it. That's really dangerous in my opinion, because like my mother said, oh, you know, it's a virgin like the Virgin Mary. If that thing were to decide to tell a whole group of people, yeah, I am the Virgin Mary, and I want you to go kill all the people in the next town over, the Mexican people will do it like immediately without even thinking about it twice, because that's just how they are. They they, they think everything is the Virgin Mary, you know. I don't know what the thing was, but I was 8 years old when I saw it. The next thing I remember seeing was I was 17. We were down in Mexico, and we came across that Banshee La Llorona. That thing was amazing. I'll talk about that in the next video. All right, thank you for listening to what I have to say.